Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we dive deep into real scary stories, the kind people swear actually happened to them, or to someone they know. Before we begin tonight's nightmare, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a story that LL keep you up at night. And if this one gets under your skin, like it got under mine, drop a like and tell me in the comments the creepiest thing that ever happened to you. This story is 100% true. I'm only telling it now because enough years have passed that I can finally say it out loud without feeling like something listening. It started in the fall of 2017, when I moved into the cheapest apartment I could find in an old brick building on the edge of town. The landlord called it vintage. Everyone else called it haunted. I didn't care. Rent was $400 a month, utilities included. I was 23, broke, and desperate. The apartment was on the third floor, Unit 3B. The hallway always smelled like wet newspapers and something metallic. My door had 3 deadbolts, even though the neighborhood wasn't that bad. The previous tenant, the landlord said, had left suddenly. No forwarding address. That should have been red flag number 1. The first night I was exhausted from carrying boxes up 3 flights of stairs with no elevator. I crashed on a mattress on the floor. No sheets yet. Around 3 a.m., I woke up freezing. The window was closed, but it felt like the temperature had dropped 30 degrees. I figured old building, bad insulation. I pulled my hoodie over my head and tried to go back to sleep. That's when I heard it. A soft knock. 3 slow taps on the inside of my bedroom wall. Not the hallway wall, the interior one that faced the rest of the apartment. Knock, knock, knock. Exactly like someone on the other side asking to be let in. I sat up, heart already racing. "Hello," I whispered, because apparently that's what idiots do in horror stories. No answer, just silence. Then again, knock. Knock, knock. Same rhythm, same spot. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and pressed my ear to the wall. Nothing, no sound, no vibration. I even knocked back twice, like a complete moron. Whatever was on the other side knocked 3 times again, harder. I didn't sleep after that. When the sun finally came up, I laughed it off. Old pipes, maybe a rat with a sense of humor. But that afternoon, while I was unpacking in the living room, I noticed something I'd missed the night before. On the wall that shared the exact spot where the knocking came from, someone had scratched a tiny message into the paint. You could barely see it unless the light hit just right. It said, "Don't answer it. I wish I could tell you I moved out that day. I didn't." End of part 1. Drop a comment if you're already creeped out, because trust me, it only gets worse from here. 48 hours later, I hadn't slept. My eyes were bleeding red. My tongue felt like sandpaper. And every knock now sounded wet, like knuckles wrapped in raw meat. At 3:33 a.m., on the 9th night, the power went out. Not just my apartment. It's the whole building, pitch black. No hum from the fridge, no hallway light under the door. Just my breathing and the rain hammering the windows. Then the knocking stopped. For the first time in over a week, silence. I should have been relieved. Instead, every hair on my body stood up, because in that silence I heard something worse, dragging. Slow, heavy, like a soaked duffel bag being pulled across the floorboards. Inside my apartment, starting from the bedroom, coming toward the living room where I sat clutching the knife. Step, drag. Step, drag. I raised the phone. The flashlight wouldn't turn on. Battery showed 87%. I smacked it. Nothing. The dragging got closer. I smelled wet pennies and old meat. Then my phone lit up by itself. Front camera on. Selfie mode. But it wasn't my face on the screen. It was me. Except the thing wearing my skin had no eyes. Just black, dripping sockets. And its mouth was stretched open way too wide, tongue missing, gums bleeding. It tilted its head exactly like I was tilting mine. When I lowered the phone, the dragging stopped. When I raised it again, the thing on the screen smiled with my teeth and whispered in my voice, "Found you." The screen went black. The dragging started again, faster, right behind the couch. I ran, barefoot, screaming. I unlocked all 3 deadbolts in one motion and threw myself into the hallway. Mrs. Delgado's door was open. She was on her knees in the living room, rosary snapping bead by bead. "It followed you out," she cried. "You counted." "You let it change the rules." I looked back. My apartment door was still open. Something tall and folded wrong stepped into the hallway light. It wore my hoodie, my sweatpants, my face, but the proportions were all broken. Limbs too long, neck bent at an angle no spine should allow. It opened its mouth, and my own recorded voice came out, the one from the video. "Let me out." Mrs. Delgado shoved a crucifix into my hand and slammed her door. Heard all 3 of her locks click. I've been running ever since. New city, new name, new life. I don't sleep with closets anymore. I ripped every single one out of the walls in my new place. I still wake up at 3:33 some nights, heart exploding because I hear it. Knock, knock, knock. 3 again. It reset the count. Sometimes, when I accidentally open the front camera for half a second, the face looking back isn't mine. End of story. If you heard 3 knocks while listening to this, don't answer, don't count. And whatever you do, never knock back. This actually happened to me. I'm still not safe. Thanks for watching the whole thing. If this story messed you up even half as much as it messed me up, smash that subscribe button, share it with someone you want to traumatize. Can tell me in the comments, how many knocks did you just hear? Lights on tonight, guys. Lights on forever. See you in the next one. If it lets me upload again. I stood frozen in my boxers at 3:04 a.m., staring at the front door. For knocks. Slow. Deliberate. Like fingers the size of sausages, testing how thick the wood was. I didn't breathe. I just watched the deadbolts. All 3 were locked. I checked them every night like a psycho. The chain was on. The little floor wedge was jammed under the door. Nothing rattled. Nothing tried the handle. Just those 4 knocks, then silence so complete I could hear my own blood. Then my phone buzzed on the coffee table. 1 new text from an unknown number. Count again. That's all it said. I almost threw the phone across the room, but I needed the flashlight. I crept to the peephole instead. The hallway light was burned out again. The 3rd time that week. So all I saw was black. I pressed my eye closer. Something pressed back. A single pale eyeball filled the peephole from the other side. No white, just a wet, glistening black pupil the size of a $50. It blinked once, slow, like it was tasting the glass. I screamed and stumbled backward. When I looked again, the hallway was empty. That was the night I started recording everything. I set my phone on the kitchen counter, hit record, and whispered the date and time like I was already evidence in my own murder trial. Then I sat on the couch with a kitchen knife and waited for sunrise. At exactly 3:33 a.m., the knocking returned, but now it was everywhere at once. Front door, bedroom wall, under the floorboards, inside the fridge. A surround sound symphony of knuckles on wood. And every sequence was different. 5 knocks. 7. 9. Never 3 anymore. It was counting up. I called the only person I thought might believe me. My cousin Luis, the one who grew up hearing La Llorona stories from our abuela. I put him on speaker. "Dude, get out," he said the second I described the eye. "That's a cusino. Abuela told us about them. They start with 3 knocks because that's how many times Jesus was denied. You answer, or you knock back. You deny him again in their place. You take your voice first so you can never ask forgiveness." I laughed until I cried. Then the line went dead. My phone showed full bars, full battery. But the call had ended exactly at 3:33. When I looked at the screen, the recording app was still running. 33 minutes and 33 seconds of footage. I played it back at 2x speed. For the first 20 minutes, you just hear me whimpering. Then, at the exact moment the knocking went crazy, a second voice joins in. My voice, but I wasn't speaking. Clear as day, the recording has me whispering over and over, "Let me out. Let me out. Let me out." I swear on my life I never said those words. End of part 3. We re-going all the way to the end in part 4. Comment I'm leaving the lights on if you with me. Whatever's coming next actually happened 48 hours later. I still can't say it out loud without checking the closet first. If you're still here after part 1, good luck sleeping tonight. Let's keep going. I tried to pretend the scratching on the wall was just some old tenant's bad joke. I even painted over it the next weekend. Cheap white latex from the dollar store to coats. The words disappeared. For about 12 hours. That night the knocking came back, but it wasn't on the wall anymore. It was coming from inside the closet in my bedroom. Same rhythm. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, patient. Like whoever or whatever was on the other side had all the time in the world. I ripped the closet door open, ready to scream at a raccoon or a squatter or anything that made sense. Empty, just my coats, some boxes, and a single bear bulb swinging from a pull chain. I left the light on and the door wide open, went back to bed. 10 minutes later, the bulb exploded. Glass rained down like sharp snow. The room went black and the knocking started again. From under the bed this time. I slept on the couch for a week after that, every light in the apartment blazing, TV on full volume. But the knocking followed me. It would stop the second I looked for it, then start up somewhere else the moment I relaxed. Kitchen cabinets, bathroom mirror. Once I swear from inside my own skull. Then I met Mrs. Delgado from 3C, the old lady across the hall who always smelled like mothballs and chicken soup. She caught me in the hallway carrying grocery bags with shaking hands. "You hear it too," she said. Not a question. I nodded before I could stop myself. She glanced at my door like it might bite her. "The last girl who lived there knocked back," she whispered. On the 7th night, thought it was her boyfriend playing a prank. She opened the closet at 3:33 a.m. Exactly. Mrs. Delgado crossed herself 3 times. They found her 2 days later, sitting on the kitchen floor, eyes wide open, tongue gone. On the wall behind her, written in blood, "I let IT in." I laughed. It came out sounding insane. Mrs. Delgado grabbed my wrist so hard her nails left crescents. "Whatever you do, mijo, never count the knocks. And never, ever knock back." That night, for the first time, I counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4. For knocks, it had always been 3 before. I stood in the hallway at 3 a.m., barefoot, phone in my hand, staring at my front door, because that's where the 4 knocks just came from the other side of the apartment door. In the hallway, at 3 in the morning, someone or something was finally outside. End of part 2. We're halfway in, guys. Comment, "I'm not scared if you're lying." Part 3 is where everything breaks. You ready? See you there? If it lets you sleep long enough?